Hello, my name is Morgan Terigi, co-founder and CEO of Incomlend. Incomlend is a cross-border receivables financing platform. We're a fintech based in Singapore. We've been around and in operations for over 5 years now, since early 2016. We have roughly 40 people worldwide, and we are looking currently at a growing level of opportunities on the platform. In this post-COVID situation, where banks are pulling the plug massively, a lot of companies still having transactions are looking for financing. We are looking at receivables on the platform that are all credit insured and yielding 5 to 7% net annualized for the investors. So Incomlend is all about connecting cash. And how do we do it on Incomlend? Let me walk you through the process and explain to you how you can step into Incomlend to finance receivables. Incomlend revolves around 6 core concepts. We look at receivables that are based on cross-border transactions, goods going from one country to another, from China to Europe. That would be a cross-border transaction. Post-shipment, we want to make sure that whatever is financed is actually related to goods that have been shipped. And also, post-shipment means we get the full shipping documents and third-party documents to enable us to check. Non-recourse, it's off balance sheet for the exporter. It means that fundamentally the recourse is on the debtor, the importer, that traditionally has a stronger balance sheet. If we say recourse on the debtor, we obviously need something to protect your investments, which is a credit insurance. 100%, all the trades are credit insured. 100% of the investment is credit insured by top tier credit insurances, AA- credit insured. And everything is disclosed. This is the 5th concept. We work on a fully transparent basis. You have a credit insurance to protect your investment. If in the event that the receivables are not repaid, we turn to the credit insurance to protect your investment. That being said, to mitigate the risk of a fraud or a dispute, we go for a disclosure to make sure that the buyers, as the importers, are on board with the transactions, and that the receivables that are financed are linked to an order that they actually placed. Centralized payment. We don't want to chase the exporters for the money. We request for the money to be centralized onto the platform. We're automatically at repayment. We process the repayment and pay you back your investment. So how can you step onto the platform? We have 2 different vehicles meant to protect your funds, your investment. The first one is you decide to go directly onto the platform. You pick and choose the receivables, and we protect your money and your investments. The assets are held on an SPV, which is a trust setup, which is bankruptcy remote. Incomlend, forbid it, could disappear. Your investment is still safe. So by going directly onto the platform, it's free of charge. You can pick and choose the receivables you want and build your own portfolio. This is a flexible way of, instead of going onto and building your own fund, you go on a vehicle that's already set up. You choose the entire receivable, a portion of the receivable, your decision. The second, for people that are less hands-on, you can step onto our fund, dedicated fund, which is a Luxembourg SICAV right, where specialized fund managers that are experienced in receivables financing will build a strategy to step onto the platform and buy receivables and give you a yield. These are the 2 vehicles through which you can invest onto Incomlend. So what is this receivable asset class? It's an alternative asset class. It's linked to the real economy. Those are very simple transactions to understand. It's not a bundling of receivables. It's a single receivable, currently on average on the platform yielding a net annualized return of 5 to 7%, which is, when you compare it to an ETF, slightly above what you would be getting. It's highly liquid. The average tenor is 90 to 100 days. We go from 30 to 100 days. So very quickly you get returns. And should you need to, you can step out of the platform, get your money back. It's very flexible. It's uncorrelated with financial markets, which is something that's very essential in the current situation. And therefore, it's less volatile. So this is the class of asset that we're looking at on Incomlend. How do we mitigate the risk? We look at credit insurance, and the credit insurance is there to help us on the debtor credit risk. We also do our own in-house assessment where we have our own credit analysts to check what is the coverage that we're comfortable with. The second aspect is the operational risk. The debtor is one thing, but we need to understand the relationship between the importer and the exporter. We look at Incoterms, we look at the contracts, we look at various aspects and the risks that are linked to the goods that are being traded. Some goods are more risky than others, and this is something that is reflected in the pricing and the returns. We have financed since the beginning transactions that are linked to well over 50 countries worldwide. The Incomlend strategy enables you to build a portfolio of very diversified receivables. Different commodities. We are agnostic to any type of goods. We do on the platform packaging material, cosmetic, IT, various types of commodities, a very diversified pool of goods. And we look at different countries as well. Our corridors are mainly going from Asia to Europe and North America, but we also have intra-Asia corridors, buying receivables from India, from China, Southeast Asia, Australia, Bangladesh, and sometimes Europe. We've been active for over 5 years. This has enabled us last year to do our Series A, Series B fundraising round of $20 million with lead institutional investors, Sequoia Capital, also CMA CGM, which is the fourth largest carrier in the world, has stepped into Incomlend as a shareholder, and we also have GTR Ventures, a lead trade finance, marketing, and advance fund, and also specialize in reviews and these events. Recently, last month, we welcomed EDBI's investment. EDBI, as some of you may know, is one of the leading funds of the Singapore government, showing the interest that the government has into the Incomlend strategy. So, last but not least, we've been around for some time. We have been awarded the French Chamber of Commerce in Singapore as the best startup of the 2017 year. 2018, we were awarded one of the 20 hottest startups in Singapore. And in 2020, last year, we were awarded the best fintech startup. We welcome you on Incomlend. If you have any question, please feel free.